It was on this day, November 18th, 1189, that King William II of Sicily died in Palermo. He had ruled the kingdom of the Normans in southern Italy since 1171, and during his time, the unusual fusion of Norman, Sicilian, southern Italian, Greek and Muslim culture reached its last great expression in the Cathedral of Monreale. Politically, he was allied with the papacy and the Lombard cities against the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa. William's involvement remained modest though, since his main objective lay in the east. The maritime republics of Genoa, Pisa and Venice, as well as the Sicilian Normans, were all circling the declining empire of Constantinople. The Emperor Manuel had at one point promised his daughter Maria to William II as part of an alliance against Venice, but when the Venetian threat receded, Manuel cancelled the engagement, which resulted in William now looking for conquests in the Greek possessions of Manuel, and in 1185 his troops burned and plundered Thessaloniki, at the time one of the largest cities in Europe. Now that conflict with Constantinople created common ground for William II and Barbarossa. So once the Holy Roman Emperor had given up on his Italian opponents in the Peace of Venice of 1177, Sicily and the Holy Roman Empire first signed a truce and then a lasting peace. And this peace resulted in 1187 in the marriage of Barbarossa's son, Henry VI, and Constance of Hauteville, the aunt of William II. As William had no legitimate offspring, Constance became the heiress of the astonishingly wealthy Kingdom of Sicily. When the marriage was concluded, William was still young, and most people expected that he would still produce an heir or an heiress himself. But he died unexpectedly in 1189. Henry VI, by now Holy Roman Emperor, used the ransom paid by Richard the Lionheart to fund his campaign to gain the Sicilian crown. The consolidation of the Kingdom of Sicily with the Empire, which included northern Italy, created an existential threat for the papacy. The popes had been in a struggle with the emperors over the leadership of Christendom since Pope Gregory VII in 1077. In that struggle, the papacy had relied on military support from the Norman rulers of Sicily, a support they could no longer count on. European politics in the decades after the death of William II was then dominated by the papacy, using its considerable power to expel the descendants of Henry VI from Sicily, and they would not stop until his great-grandson's head ended on the executioner's block in 1268. If you want to hear more about this story, you can listen to Season 4 of The History of the Germans, or to my friends at A History of Italy and at The History of Venice, or all three of us in one of the upcoming episodes of The History of Venice.